Yeah, Kelsey's good. Just when she went down, I stroked out a little bit, and so just made the decision right then. She's going to get ready for Sunday. They did a great job. I'm really proud of our great team. I mean, we compete every day. They compete in every drill against the blue team. That second, third quarter, 30 points, just way too many. Resiliency that our players showed, starting 1-8, and then to have clinched a playoff spot with 7 games remaining.
You know what's crazier than making the playoffs? Getting injured right before them. That's exactly what happened to Kelsey Mitchell. The Fever's star player, who's been on fire all season, just rolled her ankle in their last game. Talk about bad timing. Now everyone's wondering, is the Fever's Cinderella story over before it even started? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Let's talk about how wild this season has been for the Fever. They went from being the team nobody thought about to the team everyone's watching. And Kelsey Mitchell? She's been insane, averaging 19.6 points per game, her best season ever. That's crazy good. But it's not just Mitchell. Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation, has been lighting up the court too. These two together, they've been unstoppable. It's like watching magic happen every game. But now, with Mitchell's injury, everything's up in the air. You won't believe what's about to happen next in this fairy tale run.
She has lived up to expectations, right? I'm looking at her the way I look at LeBron James, right? For us, just in the women's side of things, and the hype that she had, the expectations she had.
Let's start with the rookie, Caitlin Clark-Kent. Superwoman, you see what I did there? She was on a tear, and last night was no different. Wings, Fever, Caitlin Clark set to go as she broke the single-season assist record.
She's been playing like a top 5 player in the league. She's been regularly dishing out double-digit assists in that time frame. Teams can no longer blitz her and trap her.
The plot twist no one saw coming. Just when the Fever thought they had it all figured out, fate threw them a curveball. One misstep on the court, and suddenly their playoff hopes were on life support. How does a team recover when their leader goes down at the worst possible time? Picture this. It's the first quarter of the Fever's final regular season game against the Washington Mystics. The energy is high, the team's riding the wave of their incredible season. Then, in a split second, everything changes. Kelsey Mitchell, the heart and soul of the team, rolls her ankle. The crowd goes silent. You can practically feel the air being sucked out of the arena.
The hottest team in the WNBA right now is the Indiana Fever. Kelsey Mitchell has been balling. Lexi Hall has been an X factor, and that was a great chess move, just getting this lineup with chemistry. As for this win streak, though, Caitlin has created 224 points between points scored herself and points assisted. That's almost 45 points per game, and the most by any player ever during a 5-game win.
Mitchell limps off the court, and just like that, the Fever's momentum comes to a screeching halt. Coach Christie Sides is faced with a tough decision. Does she risk her star player's health in a game that doesn't even matter for playoffs? Nope. Mitchell returns to the bench with a knee brace, and Sides makes the call to keep her out for the rest of the game. Now, you might be thinking, is this the end of the Fever's fairy tale run? Well, hold on to your seats because this story isn't over yet. Sure, Mitchell's injury is a major blow. I mean, we're talking about a player who's been averaging 19.6 points per game this season. That's not easy to replace. But here's where it gets interesting. Coach Sides is calling this a precautionary move. She's saying it's nothing major and that Mitchell should be ready for the playoff opener against the Connecticut Sun. But let's be real, an ankle injury right before the playoffs? That's got to be nerve-wracking for any team. The big question now is, how will this affect the Fever's playoff performance? Mitchell isn't just their top scorer. She's the engine that drives this team. Her chemistry with rookie sensation Caitlin Clark has been a huge part of their success. Without Mitchell at 100%, can the Fever still make some noise in the postseason? It's like the basketball gods decided to throw a wrench in the Fever's plans just when things were looking up. One minute you're riding high, the next you're wondering if your star player will be able to suit up for the biggest games of the season. But here's the thing, great teams don't crumble when faced with adversity. They adapt, they overcome, and from what we've seen of the Fever Fever this season, they've got fight in them. Mitchell herself is focused on being ready for the playoff, cheering on her teammates from the bench. That's the kind of leadership that can inspire a team to push through tough times. But adversity breeds opportunity, and there's one player who's no stranger to the spotlight. Is Caitlin Clark about to have her breakout moment on the biggest stage of her young career? The numbers suggest she might be ready for the challenge. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark for a second. This rookie has been turning heads all season, but now she's got a chance to become a full-blown superstar. With Mitchell sidelined, all eyes are on Clark to step up and lead the Fever through the playoffs. And you know what? She might just be the perfect person for the job. Think about it. Clark's been balling out all season, but her game really shines when she's playing alongside Mitchell. Get this, her effective field goal percentage jumps from 47.4% to 52.7% when they're on the court together. That's a huge difference. But here's the thing, instead of seeing Mitchell's injury as a setback, Clark's seeing it as a chance to prove herself. Remember that game where Clark dropped 29 points and dished out 10 assists? That's the kind of performance the Fever are going to need in the playoffs, and Clark's got the skills to deliver. She's not just a scorer, she's a playmaker. Her ability to make those risky passes and read the court is going to be crucial now that Mitchell's out. You want to know what's really impressive? Clark's already set the WNBA rookie three-point record. That's right, she's making history in her first year, and now she's got a chance to add playoff hero to her resume. It's like the basketball gods are setting the stage for Clark to have her breakout moment. But here's the real kicker. Clark's not just stepping into Mitchell's shoes, she's creating her own legacy. She's got this unique style of play that's all her own. Clark herself said it best when talking about Mitchell. I think she's so unique. Honestly, I think her speed, there's nobody I've played with that has the speed that she has, and the way she can finish around the rim, but also be a really good catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. Now Clark's got a chance to show off her own unique skills on the biggest stage. The pressure's on, no doubt about it. Going from rookie sensation to playoff leader is a big jump, but if anyone can handle it, it's Clark. She's been preparing for this moment all season, soaking up knowledge from Mitchell and the rest of the team. Now it's her time to shine. And you know what? This could be the silver lining the Fever needed. Sure, losing Mitchell is tough, but it's forcing the team to adapt and evolve. Clark stepping up could make the Fever even more dangerous in the long run. Imagine a team with two superstar guards who can both take over a game. That's the future the Fever are looking at. So, as we head into the playoffs, keep your eyes on Caitlin Clark. She's not just filling in for Mitchell, she's ready to make her own mark on the WNBA. The rookie's about to become the veteran, and it's going to be one hell of a show. Clark's ready to shine, but here's the thing. The Sun have been the Fever's kryptonite all season. Imagine going into the playoffs knowing you've lost 3 out of 4 games against your opponent. How do you turn that around when your star player is sidelined? The Fever's upcoming playoff matchup against the Connecticut Sun is no walk in the park. They've struggled big time against this team, losing their first 3 games by 21, 4, and 17 points. That's rough, but wait. There's a glimmer of hope. They managed to snag a win in their last face-off on August 28th. Talk about a confidence boost right when they needed it. Now, let's talk strategy. With Mitchell out, the Fever need to get creative. They can't rely on their usual game plan. It's time for everyone to step up. You know who might be the key? Nalissa Smith. She's been solid all season, and now she's got a chance to really show what she's made of. And don't forget about Emma Cannon. She's been coming off the bench strong lately. This could be her moment to shine. But here's where it gets tricky. The Fever's offense has been on fire when Mitchell and Clark are on the court together. Their combined offensive rating is 105.6. That's insane. But with Mitchell out, can they keep that momentum going? It's like trying to run a race with one shoe. You can do it, but it's not going to be easy. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Coach Christie Sides is catching some heat for playing Mitchell in that last game. I mean, it was basically meaningless, right? The playoffs were already locked in. So why risk your star player? It's like driving your Ferrari to the corner store. Sure, you can do it, but is it worth the risk? But you know what? Maybe there's a method to the madness. Sides is calling Mitchell's injury nothing major. She's saying Mitchell should be ready for the playoff opener. Is this just coach speak? Or does Sides know something we don't? It's like a poker game, and Sides is holding her cards close to her chest. Here's something interesting. Mitchell's been struggling against the Sun this season. She's only averaging 14.3 points per game against them. That's tied for her lowest output against any team. So maybe, just maybe, this injury is a blessing in disguise. It's forcing the Fever to shake things up, to find new ways to attack the Sun's defense. And get this, Mitchell was on the bench during the last game. cheering on her teammates. She even participated in warm-up. That's not something you do if you're seriously hurt, right? It's like she's sending a message. Don't count me out just yet. So here's the million-dollar question. Will Mitchell be back for the playoffs? And if she is, what kind of impact will she have? Imagine if she comes back stronger than ever, ready to prove all the doubters wrong. That could be the spark the Fever need to upset the Sun and keep their Cinderella story going. All right, let's recap this wild ride. Kelsey Mitchell gets injured right before the playoffs, leaving the Fever in a tough spot. But wait, Caitlin Clark's ready to step up and show what she's made of. It's like the basketball gods are testing the Fever's resolve. Now, here's the big question. Can the Fever keep their Cinderella story going without their star player? It's not just about talent anymore. It's about heart, grit, and teamwork. Can they pull together and shock everyone? You know what? This is why we love sport. 1 minute you're on top, the next you're fighting for survival. The Fever's playoff journey is about to get real interesting. Will they crumble under pressure or rise above it? Only one way to find out. Stick around and watch this story unfold. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.